In this video, I'll be sharing with you a requested tutorial from my group on how to cut this stylish cut together wrap gown. So if this is something you like, kindly hit on the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. So let's dive right into today's video. Now to start, I'm going to be doing this in a miniature form, and this is my pattern, which is my shoulder to bust, under bust, waistline, and 7 inches to get your hip point from your waist. Go ahead to measure from your waist down to your knee point. Then the length, I'll be using the full length of this pattern paper as the full length of this dress. Start by marking the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Now get your shoulder measurement, divide it by 2 and mark. From there, mark the extension of your sleeve. You can use about 3.5 to 4 inches. From there, come down by 1 inch. Now, I'm going to mark a basic neckline of 3 inches here, right? Note, we are doing this in an illustration form, and hence we are not using the actual measurement on the pattern paper. The next step I'll take is to mark my sleeve opening. You can use about 8 to 10 inches, right? So whatever you have there, connect. The neck depth, I'm going to use 1.5 inches for the back, and I'll go ahead to connect. After connecting here, I'll insert my bust round circumference divided by 4 plus my sewing allowance at the bust. I'll go ahead to mark the under bust circumference divided by 4 and add sewing allowance. I'll mark the waist circumference divided by 4 and add the sewing allowance. I'll mark the hip circumference divided by 4 and I'll also add the sewing allowance. For your knee point, place your tape and you're going to come up by 2 inches from your knee point. Now after marking that, whatever you have on the hip line of your dress, minus 1 inch from it, and you're going to mark this all the way down because the lower part of this dress is not fitted. But if you're not okay with that, please go ahead to readjust the lower part before going ahead to mark. Now start connecting from the sleeve to the bust to the under bust, and from there I'm going to connect to the waist, hip point, and to the knee point, and then extend this down. The next step I'll take is just to cut this out. So we have drafted the back pattern of this dress, and we are going to use this to cut out the front part. And at this point, if you have any question, please go ahead to ask. Now cut out the neckline and the shoulder area of this pattern, and I'll go ahead to cut out this side also. Now this is what I have. Remember also to add like a folding allowance on the sleeve area of your dress. Now you use this pattern, place it and trace it out on your fabric as the back piece. That is if you're drafting with a pattern paper, or you can cut it directly on your dress. Now what I'll do is to go ahead to fold this into 2 equal parts, right? So I'll be tracing out half of this dress. I'll trace out one side of this dress because we have like a wrap on top of this dress. One side will be overlapping the other side of the dress. So after tracing this out, I'm going to keep it aside, and then we are now going to work on the front part of this dress. So after cutting out, you're just going to open this up. After opening this up, for the front, I will readjust the neckline. I'll go ahead to extend this by 2 inches or 2.5, right? If you use 2 inches and you feel is small, you can increase it to 2.5. Now place it here and also readjust the neckline of this part of the other side that we cut out. Now I'm going to use this pattern, this full one, to achieve the one side of the dress that is overlapping. From the neckline, connect towards the side and then extend this all the way to the lower side of this other part, which you'll be adding like a button. Now I'll place the neckline, make sure it's matching here, and I will retrace it out again. Then I'll now go ahead to cut out that excess I have there. What I'll now do is to go ahead to chop out this side of this pattern, and I'm going to place it on this part of my dress this way. So this is what we have after cutting out.